Let's see how easy it is for your students to create a presentation in Sway by starting with a Word document. So let's say they're going to do a presentation on protein synthesis. We'll put down some key terms here: translation, transcription, and then 3 kinds of RNA: mRNA, tRNA, rRNA. It's been a couple years since I taught this content, so hopefully I'll get this right. Let's add some spaces and then start typing in some definitions. For time's sake, I'm just copying and pasting my definitions with a little bit of information about each. After that, we'll put in one link to a website, and we will put in some pictures. So there's the link to the website, including a citation. There's my first picture, next picture, and third picture. Let's click on the link so we can show that it is an active link. To be honest, what I wanted was for this to appear as a GIF in the paper. It ended up being just a link, and then I decided, you know what, let's throw in a link anyway as an alternative. So now we're going to take advantage of the styles in Word that people typically ignore. So we had one title and then one heading, and then rather than clicking on the heading and then reopening this, I can use the Control button and select all of my subsequent headings. And now I can assign them all to be headings all at one time. This is going to be important once we move this into Sway. Those settings that we just made will be carried over. I'm going to save it to my OneDrive. I already did a rough copy of this. So this one will be Protein Synthesis 2. And I am saving it to OneDrive. OneDrive is online. Sway is online. Sway is strictly online. There is no desktop version of it. From my OneDrive, I see all of the other Microsoft apps that you might not be too familiar with. Streams, Forms, and Teams are other good ones to check out. But we are going to Sway. Notice that I can create a new Sway from scratch. I can start from a topic, or I can start from a document. And here's what we would like your students to be doing. I can now search for the document that I just created to make the Sway out of. So essentially, the students are going to do all their work in Microsoft Word. Once you, the teacher, have checked out their work and approved of it, then tell them to go ahead to Sway and import it. And I am not going to change a thing. The styles that we assigned back in Word, the titles and the headings, all translated into heading and title cards. The rest of the text is a text card. There's a separate card for images. So rather than slides, Sway uses cards. So I'm now going to click play, and this is what Sway created for us out of that Word document. The link is still clickable. And as I continue scrolling down, you can see the text and the images that go under each heading. There are a couple of different ways that I can set this up to be viewed without really changing the format all that much. Instead of scrolling down, we could choose to scroll from side to side. So if I click on Design tab on the left, and then Styles, I can choose scrolling left and right instead of up and down. And there is a third option for if I'm going to present this live and I would rather have slides, then I can choose Slides. So rather than smoothly scrolling from one to another, it's a clear transition from one to the other. This view is simply an overview of the slides. If I choose to remix, then it will change it to different color schemes. So you can see if I scroll down a little bit, I can customize color schemes. And every time you click remix, it will change just sort of the colors and the background. And I like this one, so I think we will keep it. Link is still clickable. Although I do prefer the vertical. It gives it more of a feel of a website to be able to scroll up and down. So again, I have not changed a thing from what I imported from the Word document, but you can edit directly in Sway. You can create in Sway. You can see some of the different types of cards that you can make here. The group is 5 different ways of displaying several pictures. You can upload any file from your device, embed a website. Of course, you have pictures, video, and audio. 2 types of text cards, one for heading and one for regular text. So to review, what we're showing you today is how students can create their work in a Word document and then bring it over into Sway and let Sway handle all of the visual aspects. And that way they are completely focused on the content and not spending all the time that they typically do creating a PowerPoint or Google Slides, where they're often spending more time on how things look than on